Hola, hola, Dios te bendiga. Bienvenidos al canal o bienvenido si eres nuevo. En estos momentos estás viendo este video. Para mí es 25 de diciembre. Para ustedes sería ya este 3 de enero, ya pasado año nuevo. Así es que muchísimas felicidades. Feliz año nuevo para cada uno de ustedes. Que Dios me les bendiga. Y que bueno, este año 2025 sea un año cargado de muchísimas bendiciones. Que Dios me les cuide y les proteja. Que tengan mucha abundancia en sus hogares. Pero sobre todo mucha salud y Cristo en sus corazones. Bueno, y aquí yo me las traigo a un recorrido por el río Chicago. Aquí les estoy mostrando lo imponente de los edificios. Créanme que en este viaje les voy a estar mostrando muchos edificios. Yo quiero que me acompañen a este recorrido por el Chicago tiene muchísimas bellezas arquitectónicas y eso es lo que les quiero mostrar en este video. Así que en este tour, así es que acompáñenme.
Of architecture, and what you're going to see, this is kind of cool, that each generation takes its cultural values and expresses them in 3 dimensions. So we're going to be decoding these old buildings. They're going to tell us what was going on to a minimum so as to not disrupt other folks around you. It'd be really nice, and try not to block views when you take some photos. Some of your best photo ops, besides that one right there, is going to be near the end of the tour. Okay, we go out by the skyline. You're going to see some amazing views there. We'll get you a break and get you some time to take some photos. Hot chocolate, personal favorite actually, Wrigley Building. Okay, Wrigley Building, William J. Wrigley Jr., the chewing gum king, right? Chewing gum king. This is from the early 1920s. Note that, early 20s. Spanish Revival is the name of the style, because it's modeled after a cathedral in Sevilla, Spain. Now, our question actually covered with these terracotta tiles, sort of like a porcelain, but softer. Our question guiding us today on this smart tour quest, because you guys are wicked smart, right, Boston? You're wicked smart. Our question guiding us is why? You're so cathedral cathedrals and palaces here in Chicago in the early 1920s? Well, it's because the young United States didn't yet know what our own style of beauty was. We were still copying and pasting, so lots of merchandise came through Chicago. In fact, it's been a hub of commerce ever since.
La arquitectura de Chicago, que es la tercera ciudad más grande de los Estados Unidos, y créanme que sí, ha reflejado durante mucho tiempo la arquitectura de los Estados Unidos y ha influido mucho en ella. Chicago contiene algunos edificios diseñados por arquitectos de fama mundial, que es lo que le estoy mostrando ahora mismo, pero como la mayor parte de los edificios del centro, aquí está hablando el guía, fueron destruidos por el gran incendio de 1871, su arquitectura destaca más por su diseño y originalidad que por su valor histórico. Aquí le tengo otro dato curioso. A diferencia de New York, Chicago no se convirtió en una gran ciudad hasta mediados del siglo XIX, cuando pasó de ser un pueblo de unos 50 habitantes en 1830 a una ciudad de 30,000 habitantes. Y fíjese que en 1850 y posteriormente de 300,000 en 1870, Chicago se convirtió en el principal nodo ferroviario y comercial de la región del Medio Oeste.
Why is it built like a Y? Well, the answer is because it's trailers the building. There's 160,000 gallons of water in 12 tanks. Here's the way it works. Look at me for a second. When the building sways in one direction, the water in the tank simultaneously sloshes back the opposite way, correcting for that movement. It's like a big giant water shock absorber. It helps bring the building to rest faster. It's kind of cool, right? We'll talk about two other cool techniques later on. Remember we just said the city requires a 30-foot setback from the river for public access. Look how this next building on the left dealt with that requirement. They vaulted the third floor. Strap yourselves in. Seatbelts on, guys, figuratively, because we are stepping into what we are. There's no seatbelts, just kidding. We're stepping into what we call our time machine. And we say that because these next 5 old buildings coming up on the right were built chronologically, sequentially. So we're going to march through this little timeline. We're going to decode each of these old buildings, and they are going to tell us what was going on, right? It's our little 3-minute TED Talk, okay? It's because this generation that built these were Depression kids. They grew up in poverty, were naturally thrifty, conservative, tacaño, todo, right, with their money. Didn't want to waste it on ornamentation, which they didn't, and they were busy building the whole infrastructure of our country. They didn't have time or money to sit around and argue about how many gargoyles they're going to put on their office towers. To conservative black boxes in the 50s, buildings on our way back. But as promised, we're going to shift gears and we are going to tell. They believe people have stepped onto about 1.5 inches of glass and are looking down through their feet at you, and it's pretty cool. Most Chicagoans would suggest Sears roll, and you dunk it back into the juice. You put some jardinera peppers on. It's kind of soggy, a little hard to eat. Very, very tasty. This was the largest, not the tallest, building in the world. How big? 25 floors, 43 elevators, 96 acres of floor space. That's 73 football fields of office space. I love this one, 7.5 miles of hallway. Its own zip code, 2C block. It's a big building. Mostly tech offices these days. Motorola's in there, and they are lighting it up at night in the summer. As we come under the bridge, over to the right, at eye level against the wall of the Riverwalk, in just a sec, you're going to see a dark glass box. You'll see it. For all of the windows, they calibrate it with lasers to mask and not shine in the windows and bother people that are working late, which I think is pretty courteous and cool, right? Over to the right, at the river's edge, you see these stainless steel posts at the base of which are these floating gardens. They're called fish hotels. The idea is the roots of these water plants in the summer grow down underneath there, creating a mini habitat so that some of the native species of fish can repopulate the river by having a place to spawn. So the river population of fish is coming up. All right, guys, for the next 15 minutes, in my opinion, we're coming into a beautiful section of Chicago. So please, without blocking views, okay, eyes up, cameras up, okay, because we're just coming into some beauty here. And here's what I want. I want you to open up your soul and let the beauty of this city sink in. And as Burnham said, stir your blood. Isn't this nice? Check it all out. The street we're crossing next, LaSalle Street. Check this out. Did you know in 1930, according to the Burnham Plan of 1909, they needed to widen which has a psychological and a cultural effect. Chicago makes room, which has a psychological and a cultural effect. Let's explore, form your own opinion. I'm going to give you a couple of skyscrapers. How does that feel? Yeah, it's a little loud, a little busy, a little crowded, a little congested, kind of intense, overwhelming. Feel that East Coast high energy vibe. Now, East Coast city planners choosing this personal space around the buildings in Chicago makes a huge psychological and a cultural difference. Would you say Chicago after French Riviera? Then, about 9 years ago, into our neighborhood of cathedrals, we get a temple of technology, and it's the Apple Store right here to the left. It is a high-tech temple in and out because that glass is structural, helping hold up the carbon fiber roof. See how the roof looks like an iPad or MacBook Air floating up there? Isn't that kind of fun? Go there, get some apples after the tour, warm up a little bit. Okay, guys, next building. You don't want to miss it. It's over to the right. We get a quick glimpse. Over to the right in the second row. Can you see where I'm pointing, guys? Second row, you'll see a cool building. It's got these white, horizontal, curvy fins sticking out. You got it? It's called Aqua Tower. It's a high-end residence and hotel. I call it the Dr. Seuss building, swerving and dancing. Now, this one, by the way, is those white things are balconies. Each unit has its own unique balcony, which together makes the building look like waves of cascading water. Isn't that cool? Up the stairs. When you get up there, you're going to see your boarding photos, which are very classy, professional photos with some really nice Chicago skyline. Take a look at those. Also, I'm going to be at the top of the stairs, guys, as you get off the boat. If you got anything else from me, be glad to receive any other questions that you might have. We always welcome your feedback, and if you feel like, as Burnham said, beauty has the magic to stir men's blood. I hope that your souls have been lifted by this extraordinary tour experience. And finally, on behalf of Shoreline Sightseeing, our Captain Albert, this outstanding crew, my name is Jim, and I want to welcome you again.
Bueno, ya salimos del tour, ya estuvimos los 75 minutos en el barquito. Muy lindo. Tenían allí chocolate caliente, ahí está mi bebé, grandota, Gloriana. Mire qué belleza, mire qué lindo se ve todo esto. Ella lo disfrutó mucho, nosotros disfrutamos mucho. Y bueno, aquí ya estamos dentro de una de las tiendas de Apple. Estaban pues anunciando nuevos equipos y todas esas cositas, ¿verdad? Pero bueno, yo no llegué hasta abajo porque yo tengo suficiente equipo de Apple y no quiero no más. Ya no quiero más. Es suficiente con lo que tengo. Y bueno, yo espero que usted haya disfrutado de todo este hermoso recorrido. Como les digo, es 25 de diciembre de 2024. Ya para ustedes es año nuevo. Una vez más, muchísimas felicidades. Gracias por haberme acompañado en este 2024, que todavía en este momento para mí no termina. Muchísimas gracias, Dios me les bendiga. Yo espero que estén conmigo para este 2025. Gracias por todos los que se suscribieron. Gracias por todos los que me apoyaron. Que Dios me les bendiga.
Hey, baby. Can I tell you what's on my mind? 'Cause I've been thinking about it for quite some time. Hey, can you give me a moment to declare my love? Can I tell you